Alright, so I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video than what I normally do. This is going to be a quick tour of the project I've been working on. Right here you can see is the map of what I have built so far. This here's the central hub of the city, essentially the underground subway. And there's also a metro down that way, but this way here is more for the underground. Heads north. Specifically, there are a few branching paths that I've started. I don't think I'll be showing any more of that, though. Just giving a quick brief look of how that works essentially. And it brings you out to different parts of the city, of course. Each station will have one of these maps, so you can have a general idea of where you are on the map. This is North Station 1, and it brings you out behind City Hall. This here is the start of the Zion Exchange. I'm very well aware Zion spelled with a Z, but I thought it would look cooler spelled with an X. Not much has been done in here yet, just the main lobby and such. Nothing too special here yet. It's going to be a stock exchange type building though. And this is the front of the City Hall. This is probably my favorite building in the project so far. As you can tell, it's probably got the most detail in it. I guess we can we'll look at the inside of it a bit. Apparently there's a horse in here. So yeah, this is like the main City Hall meeting chamber, sort of like a Senate area, so to speak, and there's where the mayor would come out, I guess you could say, and for whatever town business he's got. This way here actually has, is it on the first floor? I can't even remember now. So this way here has the courthouse inside the City Hall and all that fun stuff. And you can see we have animals up there in the courtyard area, which we will be getting to. I unfortunately cannot stop animals from spawning up here. So yes, this here is part of the courtyard. There's more stuff up here too. But yeah. This courtyard wraps around the main center area and it leads over to a hedge maze. I have an observation area over here that can allow you to look down into the main Senate floor. I guess we'll call it the Senate floor for all intensive purposes. Okay, and down this way. Oh. Now, this part here is kind of funky, so essentially in order to get the mayor's office to be somewhere where it's near the Senate floor, I had to make a shortcut staircase that'll bring you down and around for the upper floor. But this here would be the lobby for the mayor's office. Right here leads you out to the Senate floor. And then up here is the mayor's office, which the the villager I designated as the mayor is no longer in the office. He's probably somewhere around inside this building. Not all these offices are furnished, but he's probably around here somewhere, but I'm not going to check every one of these offices just because that would be Wait a minute. He's around. He's around somewhere. It should probably note that not every office in this building has been fully furnished yet. I might get around to that. Currently I have a few other projects I want to finish first, and then I'll probably come back around to furnish this. But here's an office right here that's been furnished. Right across the street is we have a mansion here. I haven't really designated as to who it would have belonged to. I'm thinking about just making it the mayor's home. And over here is the just some random apartment buildings, or an apartment building is what I should say. That there's the central station. And then I have some storefronts down this way. Blake's, I guess that one's called. Little newsstand. The first building I actually built and finished is this one here called Greedy Bank. I designated that as a cell tower, but yeah, cell tower, sure, whatever. And this here, I still don't consider this building finished. I plan on doing some work with the windows and stuff. This chapel here is the church. You could just read that sign for yourself. This church has a mausoleum down in the basement area. It has yet to be complete. It's got most of it done though. It also has a graveyard out this way. And yet I need to put some more windows in, stuff like that. I got a confessional over here for you to confess all your sins to Father Schnaub. Let's go up these. We're not gonna walk up these stairs. I don't think I want to really walk up them. And then up here is a library area, I guess you could say. But also on cool little found some extra space on this side of the building in particular, so I decided to use it to make a nice little balcony you can look down upon the main portion of the chapel with. We also got a roof access that you can climb up here. I like to give plenty of variety of ways to get to really access the builds and stuff like that. It's kind of fun to have all sorts of different pathways. And of course, this build still isn't finished. It needs lighting, railing for the stairs here. And this leads up into what will become a rectory for the priests and whatnot. A nice little rectory area up there in the tower. Let's head on down this way now. These are some of the other storefronts and stuff I have started and or finished. Mainly this chunk here is finished. We get some, let's see, like Moriarty's, which is a bar. Cool little bar down there. This is a comic book store. We had a villager in here, but he's since he actually ended up migrating on the other side of these buildings over to that red brick building in particular. He's somewhere's inside there now. As the last time we checked, this is a pharmacy. Um, I think this one was just this is like a men's warehouse. I think they're called, like one of those like tuxedo stores. And everyone needs a VHS rental in the year 2019. So we got a nice little rental space and all that. All these stores have like back rooms and stuff like that, and with apartments. Not all apartments are furnished yet. That's another project I gotta take on. This is a bakery. This is a bar and grill. I think you could read the signs, but this building here is one of the. I liked building this one because it was. It's just an abandoned building, so it's like very simple to put together and stuff like that. Didn't need any like fancy lighting or layout or nothing. Some of these buildings, like I've said, are in need to be finished. Got a laundromat. Something else next door. I have no clue what it is. That's what a lot of these shops are, though. This is yet to be decided. Of course, we have an electronic shop with barely anything to resemble an electronic, but and this one here is just a plain apartment building or whatever. Beds are us. So here we go. This I call this the December Housing Solutions, which is a company that fictional company that builds basically these apartment buildings, and I liked building these ones again. I like architecture like this, lots of column type stuff and what have you, just to break up the mundane cookie cutter apartment buildings I have around, essentially. Built a nice little basketball court, which is not even. I'll have to fix that sometime. Across the street from the December Housing Solutions building is the FBI headquarters. I am probably going to change that from the FBI to something else, just to keep things interesting. Might be some sort of fictional three-letter agency, something fun or whatever. Probably not the FBI though. Okay, so I'm at the top of the Zion Exchange to show off one of my favorite builds, which is the Morningstar headquarters. Morningstar is a fictional Apple company, essentially. They make electronics and such things. This is like their company headquarters inside the city. In fact, one of the apartment buildings back there, maybe, I don't know if I got a shot of it, but it's got the billboard for Morningstar above it. Oh, yeah, those doors. This here's the lobby area. I wanted to make something very exotic and sterile looking, while also at the same time having this exotic garden, so to speak. It's got a waterfall and everything. In fact, there's more to that I will show off in a minute. This is like a prototyping lab I built. Nothing really outstandish about it. Just like perhaps they build their prototypes here and all that. Nothing too fancy. And then of course there's a waterfall wall that goes through the entire height of the building, though. that goes straight to the top. And as we will see in a minute, you can actually turn it off. Over there is supposed to be like some server rooms or something like that. Oh, I guess I can open it up real quick just to give. But basically, that goes up a pretty decent height. There's maintenance catwalks and stuff everywhere. It's a cool little mazy room. I enjoyed putting that together. Um, until I had to put these on. Then it got really grating. And up several floors, it will bring you to a roof area, and I have a garden up here. Plan on doing more to this rooftop, but you got a nice little garden out up here with some trees and stuff. One of the things I want to kind of do with a lot of the buildings in this build is essentially decorate a lot of the buildings with trees and stuff, gardens and whatnot on the rooftops to keep it somewhat green. I think the gray would just kind of get boring after a while, but as you can kind of see, it's very important that I have some kind of foliage and trees and plants and what have you. And then you can admire some art after walking down this nice little brick road, if you will. Actually, I decided to not fill in all the floors because I thought it looked kind of cool if you leave it nice and open like this. So, and I think it paid off. I think it looks pretty cool. And of course, we can go all the way to the top, to the roof here. This is like basically the head honcho office. Nothing special done here yet. I plan on putting some stuff up here though, and then just get that. There we go. And then of course up here on the roof, you got your CEO helicopter pad that every rich guy has to have. And then we have the waterfall switch. We could turn off the waterfall, and as you can see, it will slowly but surely drain the water. I have no clue why I put it in. I just thought it was kind of cool to put in at the time, so it's there. I'll turn it back on just so I don't forget about it. This highway here actually is quote unquote complete. I plan on putting exits on it and stuff at some point, but for now they're just two parallel lines that run to the very end of the map. Which I will show a bit of that in a minute. This area here is going to be a canal. I built this world on a super flat map, so I decided ultimately that I'm going to need to put some kind of body of water in. And I'm not really skilled enough to do any kind of naturally formed terraformed type project. So instead, what I'm working on currently is a canal, essentially, which is I will be filling up this large thing with water and all that. Eventually, I had a friend come through and he made very liberal use of TNT to speed up the process. And oh, looks like we got some glitches. I'm gonna get out of here before it crashes my game. But yes, will definitely speed up the process exponentially. Now then, this here's another project I've been working on. It's some people might find it to be familiar, but essentially this here is a plastic molding plant. Yeah, so here's like the break room area. There's a QA lab over there. Some poor soul named Brad is gonna be working all weekend by the seams of it. I need to put a certain something out here. Smoke shack. This here's the QA offices. If I can get through the door. Somebody didn't close the doors. Okay, and these are some molding presses that I got kind of working so far. There's about, I don't know, I think 20 of them. Maybe a little more than that. Down that way will be some front offices that I have yet to work on. This is the mold. This will be like a mold repair area. I got one of the offices done. Here's some of the molding presses again. Got a nice little mezzanine area completed down here. This here is going to be like some sort of archive room once it's complete. Currently, it's still being worked on. This here is like where they blend the materials and stuff. Yep, that's all I got to really show for that right at the moment. It's a plastic molding plant. And this here is probably the largest project so far. This here is the Swan headquarters. It's Swan's like a very large, multi-billion-dollar company that does all sorts of dark secret types of things, essentially. Almost like a supervillain organization, so to speak. Get the main entrance. I don't have any means to get in there. I forgot to put buttons and whatnot. But yeah, there's like there's even they even got a nice little garden over here. I won't be exploring too much of this project just yet. There's some things I don't really want to spoil. But yeah, this is their warehouse. Swan's like got the tallest building in Las Plaga. It reaches just about almost to the roof area, if you will. They also have their own private monorail or subway, if you will, underground track that brings you into the main subway line. What's a thing here? I don't know why I put that there. But yeah, this Swan Industries has got a nice little setup going on here. There's a hole in my wall. This is like one of my. This is like a project I started almost when I started the actual main build, if you will. Like this is a very big project here. This building in particular. Again, it reaches to the sky barrier. I cannot fly between the stairwell and all that. It's more tightly compacted than I thought it was, but yeah, there's actually not going to be anything right here. This is how the building is supposed to look. Right here, is this nice big gap. However, I do need to build more here. There's still some stuff to be worked on. It goes all the way. I wasn't kidding when I said it goes all the way to the top. This is about 1 or 2 layers before the sky barrier. I had to not build it all the way up there because the shadows start to act funny when you build up that far. So just to keep it from bugging out and all that, I had to drop it down a couple of layers. But um, yeah, that is the tallest structure in the entire city. I also built it very far out because there's a lot of things inside of it that, um, for all intents and purposes, that needed to be built before anything else was built around it. I still have plans to put in a sewer system. I just am completely clueless so far as how I want to implement said sewer system. Though my main theory is I'm literally just going to build it below the the streets here. I am gonna have to build it into smaller little subdivisions and all that to accommodate for the subway. Possibly it'll go deeper into the ground than the subway is. In fact, the subway does not go very deep into the ground. It's only a couple, like, it's only like literally a couple blocks down. Yeah, right here you can show you actually. Um, it's not very deep into the ground. I guess it's just, yeah, whatever. It's gone. I'll fix that some other time. Um, so yes, I have no clue what that sound was, but it fucking creeped me out. Anyway, so this project has taken me, I think it's been almost a year now since I've started this project. A year about. Um, I've built a majority of it by myself, though I had some help with my friend. Um, there's still much to be put in and all that. Uh, lots of different like things. Like I'm thinking about putting in about 3 different hospitals. I got a plan for a baseball and or football stadium. It's either got to be either or, obviously, but I I'm can't decide what I'm gonna put in. The there's the district so far. How it's supposed to work is the lower left hand side is going to be factories and such. The middle strip here is going to be, for the most part, residential. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this corner yet. Still debating. This corner here is going to be like the entertainment area, like almost a red light district. Only it's going to be very big. The Sierra Madre will be marking the beginning as to where all that stuff will be. Or so there'll be like a football stadium and some other casinos and such going up in this direction. To the north is going to be like a majority of the commercial hub, so to speak. Mainly big buildings like Zion and Morningstar company headquarters, essentially. That's actually the Swan headquarters right there where that map is. The canal, yeah, stretches out here and it's actually going to head straight north. The canal's only going to be in an L shape. I plan on putting in maybe a river, like a man-made river or something like that in this lower corner at one point. This upper corner here will be parks, memorial sites, things of that nature. Yeah, so to there's a lot that needs to be done. But this is as much I have gotten done in a year. Current project says the Zion building. I got an apartment building somewhere's in that direction. I gotta finish. Um, couple of the buildings. My goal is to finish most projects I've started. Um, and then I'm gonna like finish off all these buildings by decorating the interiors of them. I want to get that done before I have too many buildings to take care of. And then I'm going to start other projects and such. But currently, as of this moment, Zion and Zion's a priority project, if you will. Right, so that, I guess that's it. That'll be the end of the video.
Who are you? You're a cabbie? Damn.
Down to 10
I wish you
seconds.
were up here. Because this is this. Doc, you fucking idiot. Open
5
that.
seconds to
Don't.
insertion.
Ah, well.